Hello students, welcome to this discussion on types of compound interest problems. I think we have seen that in simple interest, the interest is calculated based on the initial deposit for every interest period. Whereas in the case of here in the case of simple interest, the calculation of interest on interest is not applicable. Whereas in the case of compound interest, the interest for the current period is computed based on the amount, that is the principal, plus interest up to the end of the previous period at the beginning of the current period. So in the compound interest, we are also calculating interest on interest. So in compound interest, we have various types of problems. We have got some 7 methods to solve these problems. I will discuss one by one so that you will understand. With one example I will give for each of this. Like first one is single payment compound amount. Single payment compound amount means we will take some simple examples. Suppose I want to invest 1 lakh rupees now. After 5 years, how much money I will get? So this is single payment. Now I invested 1 lakh rupees. And compound amount means after 5 years, how much money I am getting. So this is known as single payment compound amount. For example, find the compound interest of rupees 1 lakh for 5 years at 8% compounded annually. So we are finding out the future amount after 5 years at 8% interest for a principal, that is P, at being 1 lakh rupees. This was the first case, single payment compound interest method. Now in the second case, single payment present worth method. Single payment present worth amount. Now here it is opposite of this. In the first what we said, I am investing 1 lakh rupees for 5 years at 8% interest. So how much I am going to get after 5 years? Now this is exactly the opposite. Okay, it is exactly the opposite. Suppose I am getting 3 lakh rupees. In this case, if I invest 1 lakh rupees and I am getting 3 lakhs at the end of 5 years. Now this second one, single payment present worth method, is if I want 3 lakh rupees at the end of 5 years, how much I should deposit now at the for 5 years at the interest of 8%. Now you got, this is a ulta, like now you know the future value, but I want to find out the present value which I should invest so that it will give me 3 lakhs at the end of 5 years at the rate of 8% interest compounded annually. Okay, so for this one problem is there, like if X wishes to have a future sum of 50 lakhs for his daughter's tuition fee for 10 years from now, what is the single payment he should deposit now so that he gets the desired amount after 10 years? The bank gives 12% interest compounded annually. So this is the second one, single payment present worth amount. See, why I am discussing this especially is because in the next module, we will be using all these formulas, because based on these formulas only the calculations will be done. So the second one is single payment present worth method. Amount means the future amount what I want after some period of time at some interest rate. What is the present amount? So this is the present worth amount. Single payment. These two were single payment. Now instead of single payment, I am making installment, like every month you give or every year you pay the installment. Okay. So the next two are on equal installment. Same thing, either I know the present sum what I am investing, or I know the final money what I want. Either of these two. The third is equal payment series compound amount. Now equal payment series compound amount is, now that I have got some money, suppose 1 lakh rupees I want to invest every year. I want to invest every year for 10 years. So, and the interest rate, suppose the bank gives me some 10% interest rate. So what will be the maturity value of my money after 10 years at the rate of 10% interest? So this is like we keep RD, recurring deposits, in our bank. Na? There is something called RD in banks and post offices, where every month or every year we keep some fixed sum. Fixed, the amount will not change. We will go on keeping that amount for certain period of time, and at the end of that period, how much money we will get. This is known as equal payment series compound amount. Means I am paying equal payment I am paying. Okay. What is the compound amount I am getting after the period? Whatever period, say 10 years I have decided. So what is the period money I am going to get after 10 years? Now the fourth one is equal payment series sinking fund. It is now the last fourth one is equal payment series sinking fund. Here again this is the opposite of the third one. So now what I told, that I am going to invest 1 lakh rupees for a period of 10 years, every year 1 lakh rupees, and at the rate of say 10%. So after 10 years how much money I will get? Say I get some 12 lakh rupees. Now this equal payment series sinking fund is the future amount. Suppose I want 12 lakh rupees after the period of 10 years. How much I should invest every year now at the interest rate of say 10%, okay, for 10 years, so that I will get an amount of 12 lakhs at the end of the 10-year period. So this is the future amount, equal payment series sinking fund. So for a future amount of X or 12 lakhs, how much I have to pay the present amount? I am going to find out in the equal payment series sinking fund. Here I am going to find out the equal payment in the series what I am going to pay. So sinking fund every year I am paying, so that at the end I know the future amount. So this is the equal payment series sinking fund. Okay. So again here this was for equal payment series compound amount and equal payment series sinking fund. Now we will see the fifth one, equal payment series present worth, equal series payment series present worth amount. So the objective of this mode of investment is to find out the present worth of an equal payment made at the end of every interest period for an interest period at an interest rate of I compounded at the end of every interest period. So this is very simple. Now suppose as an engineer when you work, okay, so you want to buy a you have to make some decisions. So for example, you want to make a decision to buy a material which will save you some amount every year. Okay, like suppose now people are doing things manually. Instead of that, I buy a robot, or I buy a material handling equipment like forklift trucks and all. So it will save me some material and some money. Okay, so I am going to invest on the robot, or I am going to invest on the forklift truck. Now, and the rate of interest you will know at what interest rate the banks are going to lend me money. So now I will find out how much money I can invest, so that I will get the saving of so much. For example, I will give one case problem here. A certain piece of equipment in a computer CPU saves rupees 8,000 per year in material for 6 years. Suppose you put an equipment, it will save 8,000 rupees every year for 6 years. Okay. Now if the sales organization has to earn 18% rate return, how much could it be justified now for the purchase of this piece of equipment? So now when if we use some equipment, there is a saving of 8,000 rupees for 6 years. So the interest rate, saving is known, the year period, that is number of years is known. And third is interest rate is known, because we should get 18% rate of return. So how much we will justify for the price of the purchase of the piece of the equipment. Here for this 8,000 rupees 6 years means 8 6 it is 48,000 rupees. Okay, and I'm just crudely calculating 48,000 rupees is saving. So whatever investment we are going to make, and it is carrying 18% interest rate. Whatever investment I am going to make, it should save me, get me 18% interest rate. So what is the first amount I want to pay and buy the equipment? So this, it comes out around 27,000 or 28,000 rupees. Okay, so this is known as equal payment. Means I am going to get equal payments of 8,000 rupees for a period. Equal payment series present worth amount. Present worth means now present worth, how much I should invest now. Okay, present worth amount means today how much I should invest, so that I get equal payment, that is for a series, means number of years. This is the present worth P. Now next is equal payment series capital recovery amount. So here in the earlier problem we saw that what is the present amount. Now we are going to see the future amount. Now we are going to see the future amount if I put the amount on a every year regular basis. Equal payment series capital recovery amount. The objective of this mode of investment is to find the annual equivalent amount which will be recovered at the end of every interest period. For an interest period for loan, that is P, which is sanctioned now at an interest rate of I compounded at the end of every interest period. So as we have seen, interest period varies. It can be daily, it can be monthly, weekly, quarterly, semi-annually, annually. Okay. Now for understanding this, again you take this same problem. We will take the same problem, earlier problem. What we have said that I am going to save 8,000 rupees per year per year for 6 years, and the interest rate is 18%. What I should get? So find out the present worth. That was, and we found out it was around 28,000 rupees. Okay. Now this problem is the other way around. I want to invest 28,000 rupees now. At the rate of 18%, I should get a 18% return. So how much money I will get every year for the next 6 years? This is the problem. So I know the present worth. So I want to know, means I am going to make, I know the present worth, how much I am going to invest, how much returns I am going to get over a period of the time, 6 years for this case, in this case 6 years. So if I invest 28,000 rupees and I want a return of 18%, then I should get 8,000 rupees return every year for the next 6 years. Okay, this is the equal payment series capital recovery amount. Capital recovery amount, now I paid 28,000 rupees now. So that amount I have to recover it in the next 6 years. So what I will get annually in this case. Okay, that is why instead of telling annually, instead of giving the precise details like 8,000 rupees, 6 years, 18% interest, 28,000 rupees present worth amount, here they say that the objective of this mode of payment is to find the annual equivalent amount okay, A, which is to be recovered at the end of every interest period. Here we are taken as 1 year for the interest period of loan. Okay, P, loan amount is P, which is sanctioned now with an interest of I, which is compounded at the end of every interest period. So here we have taken I as 8, we have taken interest period as 6 years annually, and the total period is 6 years. Okay, and the present loan amount is 28,000. Okay. One more in the same thing. If you want one more problem, I can tell you. If rupees 28,000 is deposited into a savings account that earns 14% per year, what uniform amount could be withdrawn at the end of each year for 15 years so that nothing is left at the account after 15 years? That is, I am keeping 28,000 rupees in the bank, say at a 14% interest. So every year I am going to draw some money so that after the end of some period, say 15 years, there should be nothing in the bank account. The same problem. Now I understood now. So these whatever formulas we are saying, they are either it is the future sum of amount or it is the present sum of amount. And the future sum amount in the first two cases, like single payment, means it is only one payment. I make today payment, so after 5 years how much I get. Or second one was single payment, present worth, means I want 5 lakh rupees after 5 years, how much I should invest today. And the third, fourth, that is equal payment, series compound amount, means here it is not a single payment, it is series. Okay. So, and the last one is uniform gradient series annual equivalent amount. Now here all these in the first two cases we have seen single payment. In the next two cases we have seen equal payments. Okay. Now in this case, here the payment is not equal. Here is a payment is not equal, but payment is increasing. Uniform gradient series means it is gradually increasing annually. All these other problems, whatever we discussed, it was the payment was uniform for all the years. But here there is a uniform gradient. It is not uniform payment, equal it or equal payment. It is uniform gradient. It is increasing. Okay. Now you can see here, the objective of this mode of investment is to find the annual equivalent amount of a series of an amount A at the end of first year and with an equal increment, annual increment say G, at the end of each of the following n minus 1 years with an interest rate I compounded annually. The simple example I will give. A person is planning for retirement. He has 8 more years of service. He would like to deposit 15,000 rupees at the end of first year, and thereafter he wants to increase. He is retiring after 8 years. Every year he wants to, first year he wants to invest 15,000 rupees, and because every year his salary slightly increases, next year he is going to give an increment of 2,000 rupees. So second year it will be 17,000, third year it will be 19,000. Okay, and so on for the 8 years at the interest rate of 18%. So find the total amount at the end of 8th year. So this is the simple problem. Means we are going to find here the final amount after the some period. Okay. So what is the investment we know? For the first 8 years he wants to invest some money, 15,000, and then series, uniform gradient series, means every year he is going to increase by 2,000 rupees. Okay. So first year 15, then next 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. This is the way he is going to invest. So after he invests this for some 8 years, lastly how much money he is going to get? This is known as uniform gradient series annual equivalent amount. So what is the total amount he is going to get at the end of the period at an interest rate something I, and the uniform gradient is there. The initial amount was A and the gradient was G. So first year it was A, next year it is A plus G amount, next year A plus 2G, A plus 3G, like this. Okay, so these are the 7 compound interest formulas what you are going to see. This in this chapter we will in the subsequent classes for each method I will solve that problem. I will state the problem, I will state the formula, and I will solve the problem. And in the next module what we are having for that is a very important module for engineers. Basically, when you have to make decisions, you should know how to compute. So when you want to make decisions, you should know how to compute, and to how to compute, these are the various methods, and based on these methods we will get that present worth method, future worth method, annual equivalent method. These terminology we will get in the next module. So these two modules are like interconnected, and once again I will, before I end, I will repeat that here we have seen 7 types of compound interest problems. The first problem was single payment compound amount. I pay some amount today, so after some time, after some years, at some interest rate, what will be the final amount? Second one was single payment present worth amount. Suppose I want some amount after some years. So what is the single payment I have to make now? This is the single payment present worth amount. Third was equal payment series compound amount. So equal payment series compound amount means I am going to make like RD deposits. So today this first was like FD. I may pay something today, after some years how much I will get. This is the fixed deposit first. Second was I want that amount after some years. So what is the present amount I have to invest? This is number 2. Third is like RD. I am going to pay some amount now every year. So after some time, what will be the final amount? Fourth is same RD. I want the final amount so much. So what is the sinking fund? Every year how much I have to invest? This is the fourth one. Equal payment series sinking fund. So I am going to I want some amount. So how much I should every year sink so that I will get the final amount. The fifth one was equal payment series present worth amount. So in this we saw that there is some saving. So I have to make some investment. So if I want to make investment at some interest rate, because I want some returns also, no? And the please understand, returns will be higher. So I want some returns. So what I will do, there is some savings over a period of some time. So what is the present worth? How much I should invest so that saving is justified? This was equal payment series present worth amount. Present worth, how much I should invest so that I can get the savings for some period of time, some amount at some interest rate. And the sixth one, equal payment series capital recovery amount. Capital recovery amount means here this is again the reverse of this. I want to invest some amount today, okay, and I want to get that interest rate, okay. So how much I should get after every interest period, how much money I should get, how much equal amounts I should get over a period of time, so that whatever capital investment I have made today, it is recovered at some interest rate. This is the equal payment series capital recovery amount. And the last one was uniform gradient series annual equivalent amount. Means here it is not in the first 2 cases it was single payment. In the second 2 cases it was like RD, equal payment, okay. And in the next 2 cases what you have seen, either the present amount how much I should invest, or if I invest so much, how much I will recover. But the last one, 7th one is here, these are all equal. Now the last one is the gradient series, uniform gradient series, means there is some investment made now, and every year the investment is going to increase by some gradient, fixed gradient, okay, uniform, that is why it is called uniform gradient, over a period of time, some number of years, and what will be the final amount. So this was about the uniform gradient series annual equivalent. Please, I'll solve one problem which are there in the textbook itself. I have given some numericals. You please solve those problems, and then please understand, this will be very much helpful for the next module. Not only next module, it will be useful for your life also, because these are very important concepts which you understand. Like what is the amount of, there are some terminology like fixed deposit. I keep money in bank, so fixed how much money I will get. Okay, the first two was about fixed deposit. Second two was about recurring deposit. Okay, and the last fifth and sixth was how much investment I can make at a interest rate, some interest rate for some period of time. Okay, so these are very useful, not only for your examination point of view, but from your life point of view also. Please listen to this video once, twice. You will understand, have clarity on each of them, and I will solve the problems in the subsequent classes. Thank you.